Christopher Donia, 42 win. Mark Constantine is third of the season. Dakota Mason, first collegiate goal and assist. Wow, I could really get used to this. Anchor of CSL. This job was made for Mike Warren. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cardinal Sports Live. I'm your host, Mike Warren, along here with Colleen Brandt. Colleen, we had a great show for you here tonight. A lot of men's and women's hockey action. Wow, that was really good. Let's see. Plattsburgh's men's hockey team lost a big one. They tied rather. Wow,
who's this guy?
They tied a game against Buffalo State this past
doing
weekend,
in my
1-1.
chair?
They're still leading the
Gotta get
SUNY
someone to
conference.
take care of this. What the heck's going on over there?
Definitely, this is what you got to do to get here, I guess. I can't. And that's about all the time we have here for tonight. For everyone here at Card Sports Live, I'm Mike Warren.
This is not Sports Rep Live on PSTV. This is CSL.
Tonight on Cardinal Sports Live, men and women's cross country are back on their feet for one last time while Cardinal basketball officially begins.
We also have some women's hockey highlights and men's hockey results as well as our resident Cardinal hockey expert scoring Mike Warren joining the Card Sports desk. I am a pizza.
I am a pizza.
With extra cheese.
With extra cheese.
From tomatoes.
From tomatoes.
Sauces squeezed.
Sauces squeezed.
Onions and mushrooms. Come on now.
Onions and mushrooms.
Oregano.
Oregano.
I am a pizza ready to go on Cardinal Sports Live.
Welcome to Cardinal Sports Live, brought to you by the Rusty Anchor. As always, I'm Colleen Brandt.
And I'm Derek Palaki. Thank you for joining us tonight. Now, Colleen, wait a minute. We have no volleyball to talk about.
Hallelujah, we're all done.
That's right. Volleyball ended. I took the record. It's in its little thing.
I chucked the record.
Dust.
I chucked it so
What'd you
far
do to my
away so he
record?
would never say,
Come
once
on.
again, broken record, man,
Come
broken
on.
record. Now, instead of that, people can talk about how we sang on live TV about a pizza. And we did that because Mike Warren is going to be on the show later on, and everyone is obsessed with the fact that he loves pizza. So that is why we sung that.
Absolutely.
But talking about sports, let's talk about how some sports are ending while others are beginning, but
right.
I feel like they're both starting off and ending on very high notes.
That's very simple to say. With hockey,
Yep.
doing very well. Basketball, back in action. Both teams are in the swing of things.
It's true.
But cross country is still here.
It is still here. And, you know, some people are stepping on the mark, making their names for themselves.
Right.
So let's get right into that. The women's cross country team placed a 20th place finish at the NCAA Division III Atlantic Regionals. Leading the Cards was Kelly Driscoll and Katie Eamon, collecting 491 team points among 38 teams. Driscoll had an 11th place finish, followed by Eamon at 30th place. Yesterday, it was announced that Driscoll has been named an All-American First Team member as well as an NCAA Division III Atlantic Region performer. The championship at Hanover College in Indianapolis, which Driscoll will participate in, is scheduled to begin at 11 a.m. Sunday.
The men's cross country team laced up for the NCAA Atlantic Regionals as well on past Saturday and finished 27th out of 39th of the teams competing. In a surprise twist, it wasn't Plattsburgh's top runner, Ethan Vinson, but Jason Flack, who finished first for the Cardinals in 109th place. Zach Rose would finish second among the Cardinal runners in 132nd. Vinson, the top performer in each of the Cardinals' 8 matches this year, finished in 187th place. Those who will be in the NCAA Cross Country Championships will start this Saturday, the 23rd. So, Colleen, we look at it, and that was a surprise thing. Like a broken record, every week. Ethan Vinson.
It's nice hearing really new names.
Right? Yeah.
I wish the women's was more like that. You can bet every single race. Katie Eamon's going to be named. Kelly Driscoll's going to be named, and maybe 1 or 2 new runners. But those 2 names are always going to make, front page.
Well, it kind of works the same way for the men when you think about it. We're always talking about Ethan Vincent. Every week he's the top guy you talk about. But usually second and third there is Jason Flack and Zach Rose. Two names we discussed there. Only difference here is their names got top billing compared to Ethan Vincent, who was down. He finished 5th out of Plattsburgh runners, and he was the last person to collect points for the team.
That's amazing, though. You know, they talked about on the website how Driscoll has improved so much from freshman year, but I feel like Ethan's going to have to do a lot more to improve because he's doing so well in the beginning. You know, he didn't place first, but he's doing really well.
Right. Now, no more lacing up with the shoes for them, lacing up the cleats. The men's soccer NCAAs. The men's soccer team traveled to Canton to take on the Wheaton Thunder of Massachusetts. Just over 13 minutes in, the Thunder got on the board when Travis Blair buried it left corner from the top of the box. It would stay a 1-0 lead for the Thunder until the 77th minute of the second period when Luke Finkelstein netted it inside the right post on a free kick. The Thunder would take the win 2-0 and eliminated the Cardinals from tournament play. But the Cardinals, as we talk about, Colleen, have a lot of pride from this season with winning the SUNYAC championship.
It's amazing. They put their, we've said this since the beginning. When you talk about fall sports for Plattsburgh, you think men's soccer. And we've said it. We've said it for once, you know, we both agree on something that they did a phenomenal job. They deserve everything. And they have 4 seniors that are all done. So what a way to end than to go on that high note.
Yeah, unlike wherever my record is, we do agree on something. I'm going to find it. It's coming back. No, it is great to see the soccer team win the SUNYAC championship like we talked about, get into the NCAA tournament, a 2-0 loss to Wheaton. But if you look at it, I think Wheaton was favored in this game. Massachusetts school. Seems like Massachusetts always likes to give us some fits.
I know. You're from Massachusetts.
I am.
That explains a lot, actually.
What?
Really does. They're just like a pain in the butt. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But when we come back, we will have women's hockey highlights and women's basketball results.
And we have men and women's basketball results, so don't go anywhere. CSL will be right back.
At 4016 Route 9 in Plattsburgh is a great venue for your next party or to take family and friends. Enjoy the scenic views of Lake Champlain while dining on the main deck or inside. Known for seafood, steak, and spirits, its friendly atmosphere will keep you coming back. Open from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. each night until New Year's.
That was awesome.
All right, Nicole, it's your turn. Okay.
Welcome back to CSL. The women's basketball team thought they had the victory against Wesleyan College Saturday night until the final 4 minutes of action when Wesleyan snatched the lead in the last 8 minutes, defeating Plattsburgh 56-49. It was the free throws that kept the Cardinals alive on the court during their season opener, as well as junior Brittany Marshall, who had a team high of 14 points. Kathleen Payne fouled, dropping 11 points during the game. To continue their tournament in Massachusetts, the Lady Cards played Williams College the following day.
And after that loss to Wesleyan, like Colleen said, the Lady Cards traveled to Williamstown, Massachusetts to take on the Williams College Purple Cows. The Cardinals would have trouble from the get-go, however, taking an 11-point deficit into the second half. But while the offense scored 11 more points, their defense gave up 7 more, and in turn suffered a 71-53 loss. Kathleen Payne scored a team-high 13 points for the Cardinals and tied Devonna Paul for a game-high 5 rebounds. The now 2-0 Cardinals host the St. Lawrence University at home tomorrow at 6 p.m. So 0-2 for the women's team. Should be 1-1. Well, we say should. We really should say could.
They should. I talked to Brooke Reifinger, and she was so upset that they lost. You know, they took out all the starting players, and they put in other players, and that's where the problem went wrong because they took the lead and they won, but shouldn't have happened because they just should have kept the players in. You don't mess with the mojo that's going. You know, they have good chemistry, the ball's flowing, they're scoring points. Keep those players in. I don't know why she took them out. I really don't know why.
Well, I really don't have an answer for that myself, but the way they came out in that first game was certainly nice to see until the last 4 minutes, which leads you to believe Kathleen Payne playing phenomenal, Devona Paul doing very well as well.
They only shot, I think it was 42% from the field,
Right.
so I feel like they need, I don't know, they need to improve though. They didn't start out too hot or anything, but hopefully they will.
Well, moving from women's basketball, we've got women's hockey to talk about. They had a home and home against Buffalo State. Let's get into the first one. This one happened on Saturday. The first game of a home and home, like I said, for Plattsburgh against the Buffalo State Bengals. Plattsburgh came in 4-0, Buffalo State 0-3. Cardinals looking to get started early. Nifty stick work here, centered, but Jordan Lee is there to make the save. Lee was on her game early. Ali Vakos looking for the ricochet, no dice. Then on the backhand, but Lee stopped them both. She was great early. Cardinals in the zone again, trying to get past the force that was Jordan Lee. Chelsea Von Glahn and Allison Era were able to move the puck around just enough here to have Jenny Kistner put it in for the 1-0 lead. Kistner wasn't even close to being done on this day, though. Just hold on and get ready. Gets the corner pass from Jordan Caldwell. Takes her time and sends this one in for her second of the period. 2-0 Cardinals. Caldwell starting to get shaky. Let's go second period now, after we see the Cardinals skate a little bit. Second period now. Allie Ames behind the net, centers it to Andrea Zeisman, sends it through traffic and right through Lee's legs. Jordan Lipson also credited with the assist. 3-0 Cardinals now. They are doing phenomenal. Cardinals now on a power play. Belissi in the corner, passes it behind the net to Caldwell. Quick pass to Stewart, who buries that one. 4-0 Cardinals, and they are running away with this one. Only the second period, and it's 4-0 like we said. Cards now in a 2-on-1. It's Van Glan to Caldwell, stick side and through. It was 5-0 after 2. What else could happen in this game? Just hang on. How about a Kistner taking on 3 defenders, backhanding that one through for the hat trick? Hard to pump the brakes when you're that close. Hello, goalie. 6-0, assisted by Andrea Zeisman and Bridget Balassi. One more for good measure. Van Glan gets in on the fun, and the Lady Cards take this one 7-0, like we said. Jenny Kistner with the hat trick. Allie Ross in there, had 13 saves. She's 1-0. She's getting the, right?
Absolutely amazing. And it wasn't just the veteran players. You know, they had I can't even speak. They had rookies come in, and it was just an amazing game. Buffalo didn't even stand a chance.
Allie Ross, 1-0 on the year. Avison getting some time off. She only had 13 saves. 13 saves.
That's a difference from last season, because all you heard about was Avison in the net. That's all you heard about. So
they're giving her a break.
Of course. And the next day they played Buffalo yet again, and it wasn't any different. The same story went. It was just absolutely amazing. I talked to Emma Rutherford, and she was just like, you know, the games just get boring sometimes because they just kick the butt. They just kick butt. And, you know, in the beginning when we had her on the show, she was saying how, you know, being number one, they're going to, you know, be expected to win, but I don't see they have a problem with that in the slightest.
Let's take a look at the second one, though.
We should. Let's get right into that. They took on Buffalo State again in the ECAC West game the following day, and the story pretty much followed day to day. Buffalo put up a fight, but it wasn't enough as the Cardinals skated circles around them in the Stafford Ice Arena. Just 9 minutes into the first period, Shannon Stewart put up the first 2 goals, tipping an Allison Harris shot from the right point. You can see in there, they started off on fire, and that trend would last throughout all 3 periods of play. Now Bridget Balassi opened the second period with her 3rd goal of the year, just 5 minutes from a nice pass from Jenny Kirshner and Caitlin Gillian. So right there. And then 3 minutes later, Alyssa Parks scored on a power play, making the score 4-0, increasing the Cards' lead. The Plattsburgh would not hold back as Mel Ames shot her first collegiate goal, as we just saw. She was a rookie. It was just 50 seconds later. Buffalo's goalie did have some good saves, but Plattsburgh's Jordan Cadwell closed the period with another power play goal. As you see coming up here. No mercy right there. They're celebrating. This was a continuous play, and all the action happened on the Bengals side. Very rarely did we see Buffalo put some pressure on the Plattsburgh's defense. Plattsburgh outshot the Bengals 55-11 and went 3 for 4 on the power plays. In the goalie for Plattsburgh was Cammie Leonard, who made her first start, making 11 saves. She did a phenomenal job during that game as well. As we can see, it's just continuing shot after shot. They are not giving up. They don't show mercy no matter how big of a lead they had, and they swept that 8-0. And I have the lovely pleasure of introducing Mr. Mike Warren. Mike, how are you?
Not too bad, Colleen. Always a good time to talk about some hockey.
Lovely, Len. Now let's get right into it. Mike, you call the games for the men's team, right?
Correct.
Okay, but now let's talk about women's hockey because personally I think that they're so much better. So they swept Buffalo, as Derek and I talked about. What went so right for them that Buffalo didn't even stand a chance?
One of the things that they really did, they cycled the puck well throughout the entire game, and it wasn't just the veterans getting in on it. The freshmen were there as well. You know, talk about Mel Ames, first career collegiate goal and first career hat trick as well. I mean, and that goes to compliment Jenny Kistner, who had 3 goals on Saturday. Kistner also picking up assists. Shannon Stewart with a great weekend as well. And then 2 goaltenders coming in that aren't Sydney Avison, as you mentioned before, in Allie Ross and Camille Leonard, with a big shutouts for the weekend, first career shutout and the first career start for Leonard as well.
Now you threw out a lot of names right there, but they're still ranked number 1. All those people coming together, who are their biggest competitors since they're ranked so high?
2 of their biggest competitors, without question, starts off in their own conference with Elmira, who, of course, gave them fits throughout last year as well, even though they did sweep them throughout the season.
Yep.
Middlebury as well on their schedule, although not in conference, a team that knocked them out in the Frozen Four a year ago. And also Utica. Utica was one of the teams that they tied with last season. It's going to be interesting to see in both the Elmira and Utica series is on the road this year instead of at home like last year.
Wow.
It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out.
There we go. Now, this weekend they play Newman University, so what do we expect since they're playing again at home?
I think the biggest thing is this team has not lost since I came to school here at the Ronald B. Stafford Ice Arena. And I expect that to be the same this coming weekend. Newman last year is the team they knocked out in the ECAC West Final Four matchup here at the Ronald B. Stafford Ice Arena. I expect more of the same. Sydney Avison starts, you're going to see the same thing. They haven't given up a goal yet this year.
Maybe you should ask one of the girls out for pizza since you love it so much. Maybe that'll, make things more interesting going on in the game. But thank you for joining us. Mike will be back with Derek later on, but when we come back, we will check out the start of the men's basketball season. And as I said, Mike will be back for more hockey. Don't go anywhere. CSL will be right back.
At 4016 Route 9 in Plattsburgh is a great venue for your next party or to take family and friends. Enjoy the scenic views of Lake Champlain while dining on the main deck or inside. Known for seafood, steak, and spirits, its friendly atmosphere will keep you coming back. Open from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. each night until New Year's.
That was awesome.
All right, Nicole, it's your turn. Okay.
After a slow start, the Plattsburgh men's basketball team kept the lead and took the victory 78-70 over Bridgewater State in their season opener. Shavar Fields was a key player in Saturday's game, scoring 17 points for the Cardinals. John Perez, who was fresh off the court after being injured last season, gave the Cards their first lead with 6 minutes remaining in the first half. The following day, the Cards took on Richard Stockton.
And coming off the 8-point win against Bridgewater, like we said, the Cardinals did take on Richard Stockton, the Osprey, the next day to conclude the Stockton tip-off tournament. The Cardinals stuck right with Richard Stockton and were only down 39-37 going into the second period. But the second period was a mirror image of the first as they outscored the Cardinals 39-37 again and took home a 4-point win. It wasn't all bad news for the Cardinals, however, as Shamoy McIntosh tied a career high with 24 points, John Perez added 12 of his own, and a team-high 14 rebounds. Now, you want to hear this. I spoke to John Perez before the game, and I don't know if I'm going to get flack on this. I think he said he wants to score 24 and 18, average 24 points and 18 rebounds. Could you imagine that?
Why not, though? You might as well.
Obviously, why not?
That's an amazing thing. Get this, Mary. I think that's awesome. He's coming off of an injury. He's doing so well. He's already had 11 points this game. I don't see why you shouldn't shoot for big numbers.
I'm not telling you shouldn't shoot for big.
I don't know.
salute.
The way you said it.
I
the way
salute
you
John
said
Perez, and darn it, I hope he gets there. All I'm saying was
hope
I
he
didn't
does
want to
too.
come over and say this on television and have Coach Tom Curl come up to me saying, "What are you telling this boy? What's this boy telling you about?"
No, he can tell you
about
whatever he wants
specifics.
to tell you.
I know. I'm just.
He wears the sneakers on the court. He can say whatever
And what happens
he
when a
wants to
professional
say.
athlete says they're going to do something and they don't do it? They get flack. I believe John Perez is going to do it. I think he will do it. He's
Well,
a heck of an athlete. He's
yeah.
already averaging 11 points, 12 rebounds, and an assist and a half per game. Give the guy a little more time, and he's going to.
I was shocked. I'm going to slap you. I was shocked that we didn't see more freshman names during this game. I don't know. I have high expectations for the freshmen as well. I thought we would have seen at least Xavier Thomas's name on there, but we didn't.
There's a good rookie class, but there's
Yep.
also a ton of veterans. Shamoy McIntosh, he's averaging 11, 12, and 1.5.
Yep.
Shavar Fields is averaging 17.5 points per game. The team
Yep.
is doing really well so far, and they're
They
still
are.
just 1-1.
They are. I don't even know what to say because you're getting so heated about this.
I'm
but,
not getting heated.
You are.
You bring
are.
me to this level.
What do you mean I bring you to this level? What are you talking about? Oh my goodness, because the way you say things, but I don't know. But I do agree once again that you are right, that the team is doing absolutely phenomenal. I'm very shocked. I feel like Shavar Fields, I'm proud of him because he's stepping in for what I think is Reggie Williams' shoes because Reggie Williams is busted. So he needs, so Shavar Fields is stepping up. He is. He didn't do, I had higher expectations for him last season, but he's doing very, very well this season. And
I'll
I'm
cut you
proud of
off.
him.
Shavar Fields is a starter. He was a bench player last year,
Didn't I just say
but
that?
he was still good. I'm agreeing with you, Colleen. You never give me any credit for anything. If I
you want
repeat
a
what
tissue?
if I repeat what you say, I'm bad. If I repeat what I say, I'm even worse.
No, but this is good though. This is good. This is very good. I don't know. I
Shavar
think it's good.
Fields in Reggie Williams. Who would you rather have playing in Reggie Williams' giant shoes
Then Shavar
than a man
Fields.
with giant feet?
Yes,
Shavar Fields.
exactly. 100%. I agree 100%.
So what are we arguing
It's
about
gonna be
here?
Such a long season.
What are we
I don't
arguing
even know.
about
I don't
here?
even know. Just some things that you say make me very flustered.
Oh,
but I think
boy,
you're very right though. We agree. We agree 100%.
This just in, folks, we agree.
We agree.
But when we come back, Mike Warren makes his way back to the CSL desk. Don't leave your seats. Cardinal Sports Live. We'll be right back.
At 4016 Route 9 in Plattsburgh is a great venue for your next party or to take family and friends. Enjoy the scenic views of Lake Champlain while dining on the main deck or inside. Known for seafood, steak, and spirits, its friendly atmosphere will keep you coming back. Open from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. each night until New Year's.
That was awesome.
All right, Nicole, it's your turn. Okay.
And we welcome you back to CSL. The men's hockey team traveled to Fredonia this past Friday to take on the Blue Devils in the first of a 4-game road trip. The Cardinals got going early with Mark Constantine with a goal from him, and just minutes later, Dakota Mason would get his first goal of the season. Connor Gorman would add a third goal to finish off the first period with the Cardinals up 3-0. The Blue Devils would get on the board with the help of Jared Winia and Luke Bahesta, who would answer back just 48 seconds later, taking the final victory 4-2 Plattsburgh.
And after the win against Fredonia State, the men traveled to Buffalo State to take on the Tigers. Plattsburgh got going just over 5 minutes in when Dylan Fox got one past Kevin Carr with assists from Alex Jensen and Mark Constantine. A scoreless rest of the first and entire second period left the Cardinals up 1-0 going into the third. The Bengals finally got something going just over 3 minutes into the third when Kyle Whipple got one past Matthew Cadeau. The game would go into overtime, and that is where it would end, a 1-1 tie. Now let's bring in our hockey expert again. Like we said, Mike Warren making his first CSL appearance. It's kind of interesting being on the opposite side.
It is.
Welcome to my show.
It is. Hey, we compliment each other well. I don't know what
Exactly.
it is.
That's how it works. Let's talk about this, though. It seems like every year, even since I was a freshman, Buffalo State always finds a way to give us fits. What gives?
Well, first off, not so much Buffalo State, but I don't know if you knew this stat. The Cardinals have not taken 4 points from the Buffalo Swing since 2009-2010. So this weekend, though, Kevin Carr, other than Matthew Cadeau, who is, of course, a two-time All-American, is probably the best goalie in the SUNYAC. He made 43 saves on Saturday night against the Cardinals.
No question. No question about that. But how do you – I hate ties. I'm going to make it known. I hate ties. I hate them. They don't belong in any sport. I really don't care what you say. I hate ties. You play to win the game. How do you get over a tie, though?
Well, the good thing, you can look at the positives, you can look at the negatives. You come away, you do have a point. You did get something before the night was over.
Right.
But they wanted the 4 points.
Right.
Because now they have a 1-point lead on Buffalo State going into this weekend where they travel to Morrisville and they have 2 away games. Of course, scheduling shifting around in the SUNYAC where everybody's going to play Morrisville twice in the same weekend now, unlike last year.
Now, like we said, like you just said, no home and home, away and away, I guess, would be the opposite of that. Let's talk about Morrisville for a minute. How are they prepping for them? What do they got to do?
Well, it's the same thing. They got to work on limiting mistakes that they've done, and Bob Emery has been very apparent with that in the Blue Line report that he has each week on the internet. But, if they continue to play well, start limiting mistakes, it's tough. Some of these freshmen have never been on the road. Now they've been there. I think the experience is going to kick in a little bit more, and Matthew Cadeau gives you a chance to win every single night in net.
Yeah, with Matthew Cadeau in, they could put 4 guys on there. They could play 4-on-5 the whole time, and Cadeau would keep him in the game. But coming up after that, they have a little 6 days off, and then your big thing, Prime Link.
The Prime Link Great Northern Shootout, arguably one of the top tournaments in Division III hockey.
No question.
Middlebury, Norwich, Plattsburgh, and Wisconsin Superior. The first game against Wisconsin Superior, more than likely their goaltender will be the son of former NHL goaltender Ed Belfour.
You don't say.
Yes. He transferred in from Nebraska Omaha this season looking for some playing time in Division III. It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. But then you got Middlebury Norwich last year. That's going to be a repeat of what was an unbelievable championship game in the Prime Link Great Northern Shootout. They're going to have their work cut out for them, and we're going to see exactly how they stack up against the country's best that weekend.
So let's talk about Prime Link for a second. Mike Warren, live TV, right now, the voice of Cardinals men's hockey, looking into the eyes at home. Who wins Prime Link?
Plattsburgh State Cardinals.
Okay.
I think they just have too much. They have a lot of veterans, and Matthew Cadeau wants a title to finish out his career in Prime Link.
You think he's going to get it? You really do?
So far, he's only giving up 1 goal per game. You can't get much better than that.
No, you really can't get much better than that. And Mike, we thank you for having you.
Thank
the
you,
voice
sir.
of Cardinals men's hockey on PSTV. Great to have you, sir. Mr. Pizza, I guess we'll call you. What do you think about that? What do you think of my singing voice?
Very interesting. You should definitely go on American Idol.
Not much of an idol. I am American, though, so I got
We
half
know.
of that. Yeah,
We know.
We're all Americans. From Massachusetts. Colleen seems to think there's troublemakers in Massachusetts. You're an Averill Park boy yourself.
That's right.
They have
Close enough to Massachusetts.
Yeah, right. They have a hockey team there?
They do not.
They don't.
I grew up playing basketball.
You were playing and soccer.
Yes.
Come on, that's how you got the name Scoring. Why don't you tell the viewers at home how you got the name Scoring real quick?
Let's just say I may have put the ball in the wrong net once.
May have put the ball in the wrong net. But, Mike, we thank you for coming on today, as well as Colleen Brandt. When I say I'm not a pizza, he might be. This is CSL, however. Thank you, Colleen Brandt. Thank you, Mike Warren. Good luck in all your endeavors. That'll do it for us tonight. I'm Derek Palaki. This has been CSL. Everyone, have a great night.